All right, let's talk about buying a home. It's huge, right? One of the biggest things you'll ever do. But that last part, that final stretch right before you get the keys, it can feel like you're trying to learn a whole new language overnight. Well, today we're going to crack that code. We are going to make it all make sense.
So ever feel like your head is just spinning with all the real estate jargon? You're buried in paperwork, you're seeing all these terms you've never heard before, and you're just feeling lost? If that sounds familiar, trust me, you are not alone. That's pretty much every home buyer ever. But hey, don't you worry about it. Think of us as your personal translator for this whole process. We're going to break down the 5 key terms you absolutely need to know. By the time we're done, you're going to feel so much more confident walking into that closing. Okay, first up, let's talk about your contract's safety net. This is super important. We're talking about contingencies. Seriously, think of these as your built-in protection plan. So what exactly is a contingency? Well, it's basically a condition you write into your offer. It says, hey, this sale only goes through if this specific thing happens. And if it doesn't happen in time, you get to walk away from the whole deal. And usually you get your deposit money back. It's a huge deal. And here are the big ones. You can really think of these as your escape hatches. For example, the inspection contingency. If the inspector finds some major problems, you can bail. The appraisal contingency. That protects you if the bank says the house isn't worth what you offered. And the financing one? Well, that's your out if your loan falls through at the last minute. See? Safety nets. All right, so you're getting through your contingencies. Things are looking good. Now, the spotlight shifts over to your lender. This next part is kind of like the final exam for your loan. So it's a 2-step dance, really. First, your loan goes into underwriting. This is where the lender's team does one last super deep dive into all your finances. They're just triple checking everything to make sure you're a solid bet. And once they give it the thumbs up, boom, you get the clear to close. That is the magic phrase. It's the official green light. It means your loan is approved and the bank is ready to hand over the money. Now, while all that lender stuff is happening, there's another really important thing going on, kind of behind the scenes. This part is all about making sure the person selling you the house actually has the right to sell it to you. And that's where the title comes in. The title is basically the legal proof of ownership. A title company or an attorney is going to do some serious detective work. They'll search through all the public records to make sure the seller is the real owner and that there aren't any surprise claims or liens, unpaid debts, hanging over the property that could come back to bite you.
What you're looking for, the holy grail here, is a clear title. Honestly, this is all about your peace of mind. It's the guarantee that once you sign those papers, that house is yours, period. No one else can pop up later and say they have a claim to it. It is all yours. Okay, let's take a breath. Your contingencies are cleared, you're clear to close, the title is clear, you are in the home stretch. The finish line is in sight. Now it's time to look at the final numbers, and that happens on a document called the closing disclosure, or just the CD. Listen up, because the CD is one of the most important documents you're going to see in this whole process. It's a 5-page form, and it breaks down every single dollar, all the costs, the fees, everything. And here's the best part. By law, you have to get it at least 3 business days before you close. That gives you time to really go through it, check every number, and make sure it matches up with what you were expecting. So let's take a peek at how this actually works. I know it can look a little intimidating, but it's really just a big math problem. On one side, you have the debits. That's what you owe, mostly the price of the house. On the other side are the credits. That's money coming your way, like your loan and the deposit you already paid. You add in all the fees, and that final number at the bottom, that's your cash to close. That's the check you need to bring with you on closing day. And that's basically it. So let's do a quick recap. Contingencies, they're your safety net. Underwriting, that's the lender's final yes. The title, that proves it's all yours. And the CD, that's the final price tag. Once you get these concepts, you're not just signing papers blindly. You're in control. You're an informed buyer, and honestly, you've got this.
They say knowledge is power, and that is so true in real estate. Now that you speak the language, you can walk into that final stage of buying a home feeling confident, not confused.